rage mode. Not rage mode, but I'm excited. I'm going to a retreat to Tracy's house. I'm so excited. I'm going to a retreat, and they're actually combining. She combines like breathing and meditation, all that, but she combines it with rage. So we'll listen to some rage. So if you're angry about the situation you're in right now, because someone's not valuing you, spread the word. What do we do? Sound out loud. Let me know what I'm saying out loud. All right, my friend. Thanks for coming on. Never again, never again. Just hold us down. Not again. Hold us down. So I'm on here for all the dyslexia practitioners who are tired of feeling undervalued, who are tired of feeling, who are tired of feeling overwhelmed at school, who are tired of feeling like they have to prove themselves, who are tired of feeling like they can't get a certain rate, who are tired of getting canceled on, who are tired of not understanding how to stand in their business shoes, who are tired of being asked their prices without like just getting a DM, what's your price? Those are the people I'm here for. Because, and I just shared this in my story, right? There's a real kind of hit me in the face last night. And I've been saying this all along. And it's like, what if parent is making a decision and the virtual world has made this that much more difficult, okay? What if parent is making a decision based on working with you? They are making a decision for the most part, unless they're really informed. If they're making a decision that's based on social media, based on a website, based on a Facebook group, based on something where they can't see your value, they're viewing you as a commodity. And that's why I'm aiming to empower as many dyslexia practitioners as I can to have the business skills, as well as not just have online skills, not just have like, oh yeah, I can do this online, but to actually be trained as an elite online expert so that you show up. You show up in your business shoes, you show up how to be online, and you kill it. And the reason that so many people are having difficulty finding clients is because you're coming from a place of, why didn't they choose me? Why aren't I worth it? Should I follow up? Like, there's so many intricate levels to business. There's so many intricate levels to be able to be successful online. And what happens is we try to figure it out on our own. We go on shiny object syndrome. And even someone asks a question, for example, I'll give you a straight out answer and then I'm hopping off to go do my workout because I value my time and I'm going to go do that. But if you're interested in moving forward, being an elite online expert, having the business skills, we'll start next week. It's a new movement, Rewire for Dyslexia. We have retreats planned next year or this year. So exciting about reclaiming not just any teachers, dyslexia practitioners and therapists, the unicorns, reclaiming their health, wellness. So many business classes that you are going to feel empowered as an entrepreneur and you're going to leave teacherpreneur at the door. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's what you have to do to be able to step into your business shoes. Because unfortunately, teacher spaces and the teacher mindset is the people pleasing and things like that. And I want you guys to stand up. So if you want to join this movement, we start next week. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? Someone asked a really great question on one of my reels. And it was, what do I do when a parent says no to one session a week? There are so many elements of that question, okay? So I answered it the first way, honest way I could, which is, if you want to do one time a week, that's something where it's actually we go to like, oh, OG suggests this, OG suggests that, OG suggests this. That's a language that a parent doesn't understand. If I brought my car into the mechanic and the mechanic started explaining everything they were going to do under the hood, I really just want to know how much money it is going to cost and how much time is it going to take. And then if they start getting really like, well, then I have to do this and this, well, that's going to fire hose me, scare me, and I'm going to go to the next mechanic. So when you are getting these questions, there's certain ways to answer them, and that comes down to understanding business and sales. And that's why people are not having successful businesses, even when they take them online, or even when they split from school and decide to set up a therapy business, and they're getting overwhelmed. And I've been there. I've been in those shoes, okay? I'm just telling you the reality. I've been in the shoes of not knowing how to charge, of not having policies. Even someone came to me, well, finish that, right? So, okay. So if someone's saying one session a week, there's other ways you can do it too. There's so many different ways you can answer that question. It all depends on closing that sale, closing that deal. The other thing I would say to a family that said, okay, I want one session a week, I would say, okay, I know your child plays piano. Yeah, perfect. And you want them to play at the piano recital? Yes. So if they play once a week, are they going to get there? No. How about twice a week? Maybe. 3 times a week? Yeah. 4 times a week? Oh, they might be on whatever, America's Got Talent. A parent understands that language, the simplified language, as well as the connection and the metaphor to the extracurricular versus the OG language. They don't understand that. When they come to you straight out of an evaluation, that might have been the first time they've ever heard that word. And you're throwing all this expert advice. So anyways, there's very many levels to be an elite online expert. There's many levels to be able to successfully show up as a business owner. Those are the kinds of things we talk about on the inside. The real things that move a business needle, not a website. You can do that in 10 minutes with Claude. So I'm not going to waste time with you on the inside of Online Wings Academy to Rewire for Dyslexia on doing a website, because I want you out there helping the world and helping your family. This is something where it's like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. We actually start next week with business classes. It's going to be this year is going to be so much fun. Hi, friend, thank you for joining. Next week, we legitimately start with business classes. What are we going to do in those classes? I'm going to show you your exact pathway to 2K. Where are your 2 aligned people? How are you going to get them from being online? 2 aligned people, one saying yes to 2 sessions a week, one saying yes to 3 sessions a week. There's your first 2K. We are going to go through that in workshop style starting next week. We kick off the cohort in September. Anybody who's joining next week, everyone before next week is going to get the full bonus class, or I want to call it bonus, the full business classes of August. We kick off the Freedom Cohort through Rewire for Dyslexia in September. This is going to include a retreat for health and wellness right in my backyard. This is going to include business classes, weekly classes on how to be an elite online expert. Support all the way through to December. Maybe you're saying, well, I should wait on this. Okay, I'm going to put it in the hands of, just like we said to a family, to wait on getting tutoring. Maybe I'll find someone better. Maybe I'll find someone cheaper. What I'll put in your hands is, do you want to say goodbye to working from your cozy home? Do you want to say goodbye to, that's where you forfeit and say, I'll wait. I'll wait till New Year. I'll wait till the next one. If you want to say, nope, I want to be not driving in the snow, maybe it'd be fun to come to Miami and do a retreat. Maybe it would be great to be set up so I have 5K in consistent revenue if I've already tried to set up a dyslexia therapy business, but I'm not online, or I don't have consistent revenue. That means that by December, you potentially have a 5K or more month from your cozy home with empowered business skills, with contracts in place, with getting paid in advance. Those are things I'm going to focus on in the group. I am not going to spend time on how to teach it, get you to set up an LLC. You know why? I can answer that question in a chat in 15 minutes. Go to Zen Business, go set it up. I'm not going to answer questions about a website. Why? I'm going to answer that in the chat in 15 minutes. Go to Claude. They can create a code. You can get that set up in 15 minutes. I want you focused on, how do I stand out as an elite online expert so that when I get online, my parents can watch me from a nanny cam and I stand out as one of the best. And that's when people say, how did you get to $200 an hour? I got to $200 an hour because I became really good at a skill and I honed that skill. And I've been teaching people that skill since 2020. How did you get good at business? How did you get policies in place? mistakes, guys. Mistakes. 7 years out of teaching mistakes. 11 years out of teaching mistakes. Business is mistakes or investment. Mistakes is the cost. Investment is the answers. How did you get so good at business? Hi, friend. How are you? How did you get so good at business? Invested over $75K as an entrepreneur. Left, I know, I'm not calling anyone out, left teacherpreneur spaces, left tutorpreneur spaces, left entrepreneur groups that had 2,000 people that were trying to serve them at one time where I did not get support. How did I get good at business? I read the books. I listened to the podcast. How are my people getting direct business strategies? They understand you can't build a business overnight. They understand it takes hand-holding, accountability, action steps. They understand they're not going to get their answers by posting anonymously in a Facebook group to ask a business question from people that don't understand business. That's not for me to be harsh. That's for me to be reality. That's for me to say, hey, I've been doing this, had Online Business Academy since 2023, continue to elevate it based on people's needs. So this year, yeah, you're again the elite online expert up front. Why? Because I want you to be able to say to a family on a call, I want you to be able to have that call. I want you to be able to know how to have that call. Hey, I get your student independent from day one so you can go work with your second grader. What you're not understanding when you're trying to do a tutoring business and you're trying to figure it out on your own, and I've done this before too, guys. Like I've left entrepreneurial spaces, I was like, oh wow, shouldn't have left that one. So when you find a good one, and I know the way that I've set up this space is for your success. It is so you can reclaim your health. It is so you reclaim your family time. It is so you can say goodbye to teaching. It is so it happens strategically. Some people come to me like, I don't have time. Hi, friend, name's Joy. Okay, you don't have time. If I said to you, if you show up for yourself 60 minutes a week on a weeknight, do you have time to do this? If you have a skill that can turn into freedom with an investment and 60 minutes of time a week, will you take that chance on yourself? You have to trust yourself and you have to say, okay, I trust this process. It's a process. I'm not going to waste time on I'm not going to waste time on activities that don't generate revenue, because quite frankly, like I'm a very heart-led person. I am not here to help the world. I am in terms of what I share here. Inside, where we're rewiring for dyslexia, inside where people are becoming elite online experts, inside where people are getting hand-holding to be getting to their ideal clients, getting to their ideal schedule, that's where I'm not helping the world. You know why? Because I know what it's like to be in a group of 500 led by someone who can't guide me. I know what it's like to be in a group of 2,000 where someone can't guide me. And what happened was no results. So for my people, when you come into the room, I don't want you in a room with 2,000 people. I don't want you in the room with 500 people. And that's why when someone's like, oh, wow, this program is a big investment. It is. Why? Because it's the same reason why I tell you guys, don't lower your prices. You lower your prices, you lower your impact, you overwhelm you. So when people say, oh, wow, it's an investment to get in your room. Yeah. You know why? I don't want to help 100, 200, 300 people, 500. You know why? Those people won't get results. So I'm just telling you guys from my heart, if you want to invest in yourself, come into the room. Now, here is the amazing part. I've heard from you. I know what you need in terms of business and online. Sometimes we don't know right from the beginning exactly what we need. Sometimes we're like, we can figure out the online piece. We can figure out the tutoring piece. I know what you need in terms of pathway because I've walked the shoes myself and I've run Online Business Academy with hundreds of dyslexia practitioners, OG experts since 2023. That's not to say, oh my God, I'm so awesome. Yay, sign up for me. No, it's to say I've walked the walk. I've learned the lessons. I've made the mistakes. Now it's my turn to help you arise and get the shortcuts. So if you want to rewire for dyslexia, you want to join the movement is about reclaiming your health, your freedom, your family time, while we reach and teach our 1 and 5 with minimal tech. We'll start next week, Freedom Cohort. biz classes to get you to your pathway to 2K. So in fall, October, when other people are being told 1 session a week, when other people are having inconsistent months, you're going to be paid in advance. When the December comes around and everyone's throwing more money out in the world, like, how am I going to afford this? How am I going to afford this? You're going to have a consistent revenue based on your therapy business and based on conserving your energy. Maybe in October, you come down for the retreat. So those are things that we're going to be doing on the inside. Every single thing that you need to be successful in business as an online expert, and how to communicate with families, where you have policies, where you have contracts, and getting your questions answered. Even one of my clients, Katie, last night said, I have a contract. What do I do when a parent doesn't follow a contract and they just leave me? It's not like you're going to take them to court. This is true. There's another level to that. So I learned that lesson. My another level is I operate like a landlord. Now you need to give me a 2 weeks deposit. You need to give me a 4-week deposit. These are things that you can't get answered scrolling, trying to figure it out, coming on social media. I want you guys to have the pathway. I want you the formula. I want you the shortcuts. If you're ready to invest in yourself, I'll see you on the inside of the New Freedom cohort starting next week with business classes. Now, if you're asking yourself, I'll just wait, that's okay too. We'll be back for the new year for the Reclaim cohort. If you're saying, I'm just going to follow and figure out and like get some answers from a couple of people I'm following, that's great too. I want to give you the shortcut. So if you're listening to this and like, you know what? I'm a busy person. I'd like the shortcuts. You know what? I have a family. I don't want to be on social media. You know what? I also want to be part of a really powerful movement to rewire for dyslexia, reclaim my health and my family time. I want to join that space. Now, here's the exciting part. I've been listening to you. I know how important the Elite Online Expert route is for you to be successful, so you stand out and you're not viewed as a commodity, but you're viewed as a highly skilled individual. And I also know how important it is for the business side. But I also understand you guys don't know me. Some of you don't know me, right? This is a big, crowded space, and maybe ChatGPT has their opinions and like whatever. So I want you to come into the space, to try the space and say, okay, I tried it. This is for me. Now I want to continue it. So you can actually get in right now for August, as well as for the Elite Online Expert. So if you want to reach out to me and come in for those trainings, okay, you can do that. And then what you pay for that can be applied if you want to take it to the next level and finish out the remaining cohort with us. Those are your options, okay? Would love to talk to you so you can join and at least start. Get the business jump start of the pathway to 2K for fall, and then come in as an Elite Online Expert with a less financial investment. And then, I still use the word investment, then come in and graduate. If you want to, it would be your decision to come into the full academy, and I would take your investment that you've taken in as an Elite Online Expert and apply it to the academy. All right, I look forward to talking to you guys. If you are serious about making this dream come true, I have to go because there's somebody knocking on my door to fix my floors. Bye.